High-profile trials. First to the former president's hush money trial in Lower Manhattan.
Today, Donald Trump came face-to-face with the man prosecutors say ties him directly to a scheme to interfere with the presidential election. Michael Cohen, Trump's one-time lawyer and fixer, telling the jury the details surrounding hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels and how they are tied to hide from the voters.
Eyewitness News reporter Lauren Glassberg has been following this case from the start. She's live in Lower Manhattan with more on today's testimony so far. Warren?
Sandra and David, much of this case really depends on what Michael Cohen says on the stand. He was, as you said, Trump's one-time fixer and lawyer, somebody that Cohen says he would do just about anything for, and now he could be pivotal in bringing him down. Michael Cohen arrived at court just before 8 this morning, and for the first time in years, he and his former boss are in the same room, just feet from each other. The prosecution dove right in, asking Cohen about becoming a lawyer and eventually being offered a job by Trump. Cohen says he was honored by the offer, and I would only answer to him, and I would work on issues that were of concern to him. The prosecution is hoping that this one-time loyal employee will detail conversations with Trump in which Trump worked out a scheme to reimburse Cohen for the $130,000 in hush money payments he made to Stormy Daniels, an adult film star. Daniels was planning to share a story about a one-night stand with Trump, a story that could have negatively impacted Trump's presidential run in 2016. She testified last week, often in graphic detail, about that alleged sexual encounter. And jurors have seen documents with written notations about the reimbursement plan. And many of the reimbursement checks to Cohen were signed by Trump while he was in the White House. The prosecution needs to prove that Trump knew and intended to defraud by falsifying business records about those reimbursements to Cohen for the purpose of committing another crime. Cohen isn't a perfect witness, though. He has served time in prison and lied to Congress. So even if he tells the truth in this case, he might not be totally credible to the jury. Meanwhile, Trump made a quick stump speech and criticized the case before walking into the courtroom.
Every swing state leading by a lot. This trial is rigged. It's dishonest. It's a disgrace to New York. It's a disgrace to the country.
Now, Trump is joined by a few supporters in court today, including his son, Eric Trump, also Representative Nicole Malliotakis from Staten Island, and J.D. Vance. He's a senator who could be Trump's pick for VP. And earlier this morning, just before a late morning break, Cohen was testifying about catch-and-kill stories. One about Karen McDougal, who's that Playboy model who allegedly had an affair with Donald Trump, and the other was a false story about Trump possibly having a child out of wedlock. Cohen testified about how involved Trump was in making sure the public didn't learn about those stories, setting up the stage for more testimony regarding Stormy Daniels and that scenario. Live in Lower Manhattan, Lauren Glassberg, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.